Here we go. We're going to make this guy right here, which you can see on here multiple different times. It's called a 1 by 1 by 1 1/3 with arc. And you can see the 1 by 1 by 1 1/3. The reason it's 1 1/3, it's a full height, which is 3/8, plus a third of another height, which is 1 more 8. So it's 4/8 effectively tall. So we'll go ahead and get going on that. And we're going to start a sketch. I usually design these guys from the side. And let's see, this may not, you may be a little confused what I'm doing, so just watch for a second. That's supposed to be vertical. I'll fix it in a second. Yeah, something like that. And we're going to connect that guy with an arc right over there-ish. Okay, like I said, this guy is supposed to be vertical. Let me clear that out. And we're going to go ahead and lock that vertical. All right, we're going to throw some dimensions on here. I'm going to skip that dimension, but we're going to go down here. It's a standard Lego width, so 5/16. This piece right here is 2/8, so it's taller than a normal brick, shorter than a full Lego. All right, dimension. And this guy's going to be an 1/8 also. And then we got one more. This is going to be an 1/8 right in here. 1/8. Okay. This is going to be a Lego wide. So we'll throw 5/16. As is this. 5/16. And it's starting to look something like that. Now we have not defined this straight away. We have not defined this arc yet. What I like to do for my arcs, I like them to be a perfect transition into the next piece. So I'm going to throw a horizontal line right there. That's not going to be part of our finished product, but I am going to tell that line and that arc to be tangent to one another so that it's a perfect transition. Now, obviously, I didn't really want my arc coming way up here, so I'll accept that. I'm just going to grab this guy. Let's see if we can go ahead and now dimension this guy down. Actually, just for kicks, let's see what happens if we tangent them now, if that works or if it does something weird. Let's go ahead and say, hey, that arc and this line, if they were tangent to one another, it would look like that. And you know what? I'm really liking the looks of that. So we're going to call that our piece right there with that sketch. And we're going to go ahead and extrude it. The one I'm going to make is just a single wide. So we'll go ahead and select that guy and extrude it 5/16, which will look like that. We'll say okay. And we're going to put a knob on the top of this face right here. So standard 3/16 and centering it from the sides. It should be half a Lego width, 5/32. And also this way, 5/32. And we'll extrude that guy up just like every other knob you guys have made. It'll come up 1/16. Okay, and we're just about done. So now we just got to finish this guy off with the shell. Choose that face, thickness 1/16, and that process is going to be our part. Now, what you'll see in the real Lego, I'll go ahead and add it. It's unnecessary for you to do so unless you're that perfectionist that really wants it to be exactly how Lego did it. They will also put another little section right here. They're going to make sure it has a distance from here to here of 3/16. And this is to make sure the peg fits in perfectly. And I'm going to go ahead and dimension off of here of 1/16 and dimension off of here with a 1/16 also. And we're going to go ahead and just extrude that, a little rectangular square that we got. And to make sure it goes into that top piece, we're going to switch the direction. And I'm not sure exactly what the distance is. That may be perfect. But I'm just say go up to surface. And when we hit OK, just kidding. Let's just say up to next. It's giving a 0 thickness geometry. And what that means is there's some calculation in here it can't handle. So if we just uncheck this merge result, it's going to skip that one calculation that it couldn't figure out. And it should now make that part for us. Okay, now you have a peg that can fit there. And we are going to call that our 1 by 1 by 1 1/3 with arch.